Somalilanders will choose their next president on June 26th in an election that has been delayed many times over the last few years. 19 international election monitors are here with the International Republican Institute. Connie Newman, former Assistant Secretary of State for African Affairs and former U.S. Agency for International Development Assistant Administrator for Africa, is one of IRI's delegates. She joins us today to discuss the elections. Thank you, Connie, for joining us.
It's my pleasure to be here.
Connie, you've spent a good part of your career focused on Africa and have monitored elections all over the world. Could you tell me a little bit about what these elections mean for Somalilanders?
Well, I think you start out by just saying, what do elections mean in a democracy? And they're key to the people having a say in their destiny. So what's important here is this democracy that is building has to have the people's voice. And the people are speaking through the election. So it's important when you talk to Somalilanders, it's important to them that they follow on the previous presidential election with another successful election that states who they want for their leaders.
That's great. Can you talk a little bit about the role of IRI's delegation in this electoral process?
Well, the electoral process, and I'm glad you used the word process, is just that. So it's not just election day. It's building the political parties, and IRI has been involved in that. It is strengthening the ability of the legislators to manage their affairs, and IRI has been involved in that. And importantly, it is very important to bring in marginalized populations. And IRI has had a very strong program encouraging public dialogue of the marginalized populations here.
And what are some of the things that you as a delegate, what are you going to be looking for on Election Day?
Well, I think what's important is that there be good organization. So you go, you look to see the ballots are there. Is there a secret place for people to vote? Is there a way for people to ensure that their names are on the polls? So how is it organized? But that's only part of it. You're also interested in the whole atmosphere of the election center. Do people feel as if they have the freedom to vote? Is there the lack of intimidation? Is there the freedom from pressure of the parties? So you're going to look at that, at the atmosphere. And then you're going to be interested in the integrity of the process. Is there ballots that are safe and secure? As I said earlier, is there a place for people to vote where others are not looking in? So that we have a checklist, but the checklist only goes to help us identify, in the end, is it that the people have a right to say who they want because it's been well organized, because there's integrity in the process, and because their votes are viewed as sacred and will have the control over their own government.
Great. Connie, thanks so much for joining us and for sharing your thoughts on the election and the work of international monitors.
Okay.